There is a silence that is louder than any scream. It's the sound of a business you spent 5 years building, dying. I remember sitting at my desk the Monday after my first real vacation in years. My email inbox, usually buzzing with 100 messages, was empty. My phone, which usually rang off the hook, was silent. It was a ghost town, and I knew in that moment exactly who the ghost was. Her name was Vanessa, and she had just made the biggest mistake of her career. Vanessa was hired as my protege. "Show her the ropes, Chloe," my boss said. So I did. I showed her my CRM system. I let her sit in on my client calls. I even shared my personal client care strategies, the little things that made them feel seen and valued. I saw her ambition and I admired it. I thought I was nurturing talent. I was actually feeding a viper. I had built my client list from zero. They weren't just accounts, they were relationships. I knew their kids' names, their business anniversaries. They trusted me, and I, like a fool, introduced them to a wolf. I got back from a week in Hawaii, suntanned and relaxed, and walked into an ambush. A few loyal clients had forwarded me an email. It was from Vanessa. "Dear valued client, as part of our new company structure, I will be taking over your account management. To ensure a smooth transition, I'm offering a 20% discount on all services for the next quarter." She'd sent it to my entire list. 80% of them had already jumped ship. My business, my income, my life's work, gone in 7 days. She came by my desk later that day. "Chloe, welcome back. How was the beach?" She was practically glowing. "Look, I'm so sorry about the confusion with the clients. The boss thought it would be more efficient to consolidate. I hope there are no hard feelings." She was lying, and we both knew it. There was no company directive. It was a hostile takeover from the inside, and she was getting away with it. That night, I didn't cry. I opened a file I kept privately labeled The Vault. It wasn't my active client list. It was my nightmare list. Every business owner I had ever fired. The ones who called at 3 a.m. screaming about a typo. The ones who refused to pay for 6 months. The ones who were so verbally abusive, they made interns quit. They were a toxic, time-sucking, unprofitable black hole. And I had an idea. The next morning, I went to my boss. I didn't complain. I was the picture of professionalism. "You know, Vanessa is clearly so ambitious and talented. I still have a few legacy clients that are challenging. To help her really succeed and to free me up for new projects, why don't I formally transfer all my remaining accounts to her? A clean break." My boss was thrilled. He thought I was being a team player. Vanessa was suspicious, but she couldn't resist the chance to have 100% of my former empire. It started slowly. I'd hear her on the phone, her voice strained. "No, Mr. Henderson, we can't redesign your entire website for $200. Then the late nights began. She was always in the office, buried in paperwork, dealing with constant petty emergencies. The 20% discount she'd offered, it was completely erased by the massive amount of unpaid labor these clients demanded. Then came the public 1-star reviews, specifically naming Vanessa for terrible service. The clients she'd stolen from me started noticing their accounts were being neglected because she was constantly putting out fires. They started calling me, asking if I could just help out as a friend. I politely declined. The dominoes were falling perfectly. The meltdown happened in the middle of the open plan office. Mr. Granger, my most notorious nightmare client, called her line screaming about an invoice. Everyone could hear him through the phone. Vanessa snapped. "I am not your servant," she screamed back. The entire office went silent. She burst into tears, threw her headset, and stormed out. Management was furious. The bad reviews, the lost clients, the scene in the office, they saw Vanessa not as a star, but as a liability. They accepted her resignation the next day. And then my boss came to me. "Chloe, we need you to clean this up. Can you please take back all the clients?" I smiled. I said, "I'm sorry, that's not possible. I've moved on." And I had. While Vanessa was drowning, I had been building. I reached out to my original loyal clients. I told them I was starting my own firm. 90% of them came back immediately, grateful to be working with someone they trusted. I built a new business on my terms, with clients who valued integrity over a cheap discount. Vanessa tried to steal my garden by grabbing all the ripest fruit. She didn't realize I was the one who controlled the sun and the water. She didn't just get the fruit, she got the rotten roots, the poisonous weeds, and the pests. Sometimes the smartest revenge isn't to fight for what's yours. It's to let the thief have it all of it, and watch as the weight of what they stole crushes them. If you believe that the best way to deal with a thief is to give them more than they can handle, hit that like button. Subscribe for more stories where revenge isn't about taking back what's yours, it's about giving them exactly what they deserve.